So one of the elements of the immersion program with LTL that I was most excited for was staying with the homestay family. I love Chinese food, always have, so I was quite excited to be trying out homemade Chinese food rather than just what we get in the restaurants here in Dublin even. So my family in Beihai were from Henan, which is another province in China. That's quite typical in Beihai. So Beihai is in Guangxi, which is in the southwest, but a lot of the people living there have emigrated from other parts of China for the beaches, for the nice weather, for the clean air, things like that. So that's an important thing to clarify, because I think one of my concerns going there was that they might speak a dialect that's quite different to Mandarin, and that might hinder my progression. The host family spoke absolutely perfect Mandarin. In fact, my host, the host mother, so to speak, was a former Mandarin teacher. So her being a teacher wasn't exactly in her job description. She was the host family, but she certainly did help a lot with my homework in my spare time, so that didn't hurt. Living with the host family, I think, is huge. I think you're doing yourself a great disservice by going there and not doing that, because I think it's just conversational exposure that you wouldn't get just from being in the classroom. So in practice, what that meant was I would finish my class, and then the things that I just learned in class I would directly apply almost immediately the minute that I arrived home. So you're sitting at the dinner table, breakfast table, whatever it is, with 3 or 4 people who don't speak a word of English. So you either sit there in silence or you practice your Chinese. So the latter is obviously how things went. They were extremely friendly family, very welcoming, and really took me in sort of as one of their own. So yeah, couldn't recommend them highly enough. But from what I've read of other host families with LTL across the board, they're really vetted quite strictly. So you're not going to end up with a bad host family, I wouldn't say. I think living with a host family, it really helps you to become a local a lot quicker, because they're at least been living in the area for a long time. They can really point you into the direction of things that are going on. So a lot of evenings I would end up doing spontaneous things, because my host family will have said, oh, that there's a certain event going on at the beach right now, or there's a certain event going on in the shopping centre right now. I would then go and do that. Whereas I think if I was just to go home and stay in an apartment by myself, I wouldn't have necessarily known about that. Even things like they would, if you needed to buy something in particular, they would point you in the right direction. Insider info. It's great to know a local person no matter where you are in the world. So I think, yeah, definitely in terms of cultural immersion, in terms of helping with my Chinese, in terms of just making the whole experience a lot more fulfilling, living with a host family was absolutely brilliant. And any reservations I had going in were eradicated almost immediately, and it was a fantastic experience.